There are two things happening in Rick Perry's political life that are on a collision course. The first thing is that he plainly is going to run for president. He is leaking to the press that his wife wants him to run, that she's actively encouraging him to do it. He just met with George W. Bush's big money fundraisers in Austin. He has not dissuaded a former Republican Party official and some former Newt Gingrich campaign aides from forming a Rick Perry super PAC and trying to get him on the ballot in the Ames, Iowa straw poll. He has called Iowa Republicans and New Hampshire Republicans to lobby them personally. He also addressed hundreds of pastors via satellite hookup in South Carolina, which of course is also an early voting state. Rick Perry, it really seems, is running. And even though Rick Perry may have wanted to stay out of the race for a while longer, if, as Wayne Slater reported on this show last night, national fundraising potential is the biggest hurdle Rick Perry's going to face at this point, he really can't wait much longer. He has to prove he can raise money, and time is a ticking for locking down big Republican donors before they flee to other candidates. So that's the one thing happening now in Rick Perry's life that is on a collision with another thing. He's got this time pressure to get into the Republican race for president. Gotta go, time to jump, gotta get in. The other thing that is about to hit that first thing is this. It's his big stadium prayer event next weekend in Houston, which probably seemed like a good idea at one point. But now that he is this close to announcing that he wants to be president, and frankly, everybody is wondering if he's going to be a contender or if he's going to be a Rick Santorum, Rick Perry is saddled by timing with this prayer event and with all of the pastors who are signed on to the Rick Perry prayer event.
Since the night that the present emperor slept with the sun goddess, the stock market in Japan has gone down. It's never come up since.
The Statue of Liberty, you know where we got it from? French Freemasons. Listen, folks, that is an idol, a demonic idol, right there in the middle of New York Harbor.
Rick Perry said this week that just because pastors like those guys endorse his event, and he's got their names and their pictures and their affiliations prominently featured on the website for the event, that doesn't mean that Rick Perry endorses them back. Then he removed the big link at the top of the event's webpage to the list of those event endorsers. Now today, in an extraordinary who me moment from Rick Perry, a spokesman for Rick Perry says that the governor may not even speak at his own event. He may not speak at the prayer rally. He may just attend, which will probably come as a surprise to the people who have looked at the group's website. There it is, right at the top. Hi, Governor. Or to those people who have watched Rick Perry's video inviting everybody to come to his event, or to the nation's 49 other governors who Rick Perry invited to come to his event, or maybe even to his own PAC, which is advertising it as a Rick Perry event. But now that more people are looking at him, now, supposedly, it's not Rick Perry's event anymore. Can't say he'll speak at it. He might stop by. Was he invited? For reference here, just to be clear about who Rick Perry is trying so desperately to get out of bed with in time to announce he's running for president, this is the group with which he is running this prayer event. This is not just an endorser. This is the national spokesman for the group with which Perry is running this event that Perry is now trying to disown.
I'm not going to say anything I am not convinced is true. Homosexual soldiers basically had no limits in the savagery and brutality they were willing to inflict on whoever Hitler sent them after. So he surrounded himself, virtually all of the stormtroopers, the brown shirts, were male homosexuals. This is going to be a pogrom. This is going to be virtual genocide for people of faith in the military, perpetrated by the homosexual lobby. The homosexuals cannot reproduce, so they have to recruit. It's the only way to swell their numbers. Counterfeit religions, alternative religions to Christianity, have no First Amendment right to the free exercise of religion. Permits, in my judgment, should not be granted to build even one more mosque in the United States of America. Not one. We should not allow Muslims to serve in the U.S. military, and we have got to raise questions about whether we can afford to allow Muslims to immigrate into the United States at all. I do question the patriotism of groups like Planned Parenthood. They are subverting morality. Liberals in the United States of America hate the Declaration of Independence. President Obama is half white and half black, Herman Cain, is all black. He's authentically black. He is the real black man in the race. The president's been a fascist. He says, I've been a fascist from day one. President Barack Obama nurtures this hatred for the United States of America, and I believe nurtures a hatred for the white man.
The American Family Association, ladies and gentlemen, sponsor of Rick Perry's Stadium Prayer event, even if he doesn't want it to be thought of as Rick Perry's Stadium Prayer event anymore.